A leading human rights activist has urged Australian authorities to investigate a Queensland-based resources company and a prominent geologist over mining deals with North Korea. Tokyo-based Ken Kato says the deals may be in breach of United Nations sanctions and could feed into Pyongyang's weapons program. This report from Mark Willisey, the producer, Zoe Ford.
For decades, the most closed society on Earth, North Korea is slowly opening up, especially to foreign investment. And one sector that has the potential to earn the regime billions in hard currency is mining.
85% of its territory are mountains, full of natural resources. Nothing like that exists in South Korea or even Japan. China is always envy about the natural deposits of rich natural resources which North Korea has.
And some of those rich natural resources North Korea has are rare earths. These minerals are used in everything from computers to flat-screen TVs and mobile phones. And now North Korea's state-run Natural Resources Trading Company has formed a joint venture with the British Virgin Islands-based private equity firm SRE Minerals to exploit what's being billed as the biggest rare earths deposit in the world. North Korea watchers say the project at Jeongju, north of the capital Pyongyang, has the potential to pump billions into the repressive regime while keeping its 24 million citizens in the grip of totalitarianism.
If they really do have substantial amount of rare earths in North Korea, then it actually can change the whole game of survival for North Korea. The regime does not need to reform.
This is the Director of Operations on the Jeongju Rare Earths Venture Project. Dr. Louis Sherman is an experienced exploration geologist from Brisbane. But one human rights activist argues he could be party to a breach in United Nations Security Council Sanction 2094 against North Korea, because as well as flat-screen TVs and mobile phones, rare earths are used in missiles.
North Korea's mining resources are a major source of revenue for its nuclear and missile programs. Also, rare earths are an indispensable material for guided missiles.
Australia is also bound by UN Security Council Resolution 1718, which makes it an offence to engage in conduct which assists or results in the sale, supply or transfer of specific items to North Korea. The question remains whether that applies to materials mined inside North Korea, because number 22 on the prohibited list is precious metals, which rare earths are often considered to be. Ken Kato has written to Louis Sherman to warn him that his rare earths project could be in breach of UN sanctions. Dr. Sherman replied, dismissing his concerns.
Have you ever thought that doomsday prophets like you cause most of the problems? What we're doing is making a difference, a positive one.
Well, after a couple of attempts at emails to try and get Dr. Sherman to agree to an interview or answer some questions, I decided to come out here to his home. I've knocked on the door a couple of times, but it appears that no one's home. Maybe he's already in North Korea. North Korea experts argue that this rare earths mining project could not have gone ahead without the upper echelons of the regime allowing it, or without them taking a cut.
The money which goes to North Korea can be used by the regime to suppress its own people or to beef up its nuclear missile capabilities. So doing business with North Korea is controversial business.
Rare earths and other mineral resources don't go to the North Korean people. They go to the military and the Kim family. The people starve.
Ken Kato has also identified another Australian link. Brisbane mining executive Lachlan Broadfoot owned Salva Resources when it assessed the Jeongju site. He and a partner then reportedly made millions by selling the company to US firm HDR. The new company, HDR Salva, acknowledged that Salva Resources was contracted to do a preliminary survey between 2011 and 2012. Lachlan Broadfoot declined to be interviewed.
The company should be aware of the potential dual usage of the items they're trading, yes, of course, it's highly advised if you don't want to end up being on the list of sanctioned people and banned from doing business with any other country. So you'd better check the list and find out what is prohibited and what is allowed.
Two other minerals on the banned list are gold and silver. Again, the question remains whether the sanctions apply to minerals mined within North Korea. It's another question also for Dr. Louis Sherman, because Lateline has discovered he's listed by the Australian Stock Exchange as a director of another mining company doing business in the communist state. Last year, the ASX-listed EHG Corporation announced it had acquired a licence to mine and sell minerals from the North Hwanghae province of North Korea, minerals including gold, silver, lead and copper. Many of North Korea's biggest money-making ventures are run by an infamous unit of the regime called Office 39. It's been accused of counterfeiting, drug smuggling and weapons trafficking. But Office 39 also controls legitimate businesses that earn the regime billions and keep its slush funds full.
Office 39 controls most of the mining in North Korea. It's like a big exclusive conglomerate for the Kim family. The US Treasury Department says Office 39 provides capital to North Korea's leaders, and it's subject to sanctions in Australia, the US and Europe.
But it's the implementation of those sanctions which activists like Ken Kato want Australia to investigate. Mark Willesee, Lateline.
Late today, Lateline finally got through to Dr. Louis Sherman. He says he's been advised by his lawyers to make no comment at this stage. Lateline also asked the Department of Foreign Affairs if Australians or Australian companies involved with the Zhongzhou mining project were in breach of sanctions. It refused to comment or to confirm if any investigation was in fact underway.